Hey there everyone, it's me Lauren with Bold Notion Quilting. I wanted to pop in and give you an update on all of my vertigo craziness. So for those of you who don't know, I posted a video a little over a month ago talking about vertigo, what it is, what my experience has been, and I want to share with you my updated progress now that I've been seeking an alternative type of care. So just a brief backstory, I definitely have a vestibular disorder. Your vestibular system controls your balance and hearing and things like that. And my vestibular disorder is Meniere's. Textbook Meniere's is indicated with profound hearing loss on one side, and it typically comes on because you have what are called attacks, and so you get like a series of things that happen. You have fullness in your ears. You can feel kind of lightheaded and floaty and wavy. People will sound robotic, and then all of a sudden that pressure starts to go away, and then you get the vertigo, room spinning, things happening, and then as the vertigo subsides spontaneously, comes and goes on its own, the hearing kind of comes back, but you have a little bit of degenerative hearing loss that gets worse with each episode of vertigo. These can happen close together, they can happen far apart. Mine typically have always been 3 to 5 years in between each incident. So it was very hard for me to track and find out what it was until my hearing declined enough that it showed kind of a textbook progression of Meniere's disease. So go for those hearing tests yearly. They can help you. So with that said, in the last 4 years, because I'd been dealing with Meniere's since I was 19, I've had very minimal vertigo episodes since I was 19, no head trauma, just an inner ear problem. And so just in the last 4 years, I'm 37 now. So since I was 33, I've been having, well, 34 because I'm going to be 38, but I've been having vertigo episodes that will last days, weeks, months on end of varying degree. Sometimes there are full days where the room is spinning. Sometimes it's just in between each room spinning episode. It's just kind of light and floaty, like I can see the horizon moving with me. I'll have tracking where I'll move my eyeballs, but the objects will take a little bit longer to stagger and get there, or I'll be looking straight and I have the sensation of movement in my peripheral vision. Them lasting so long, the way they came on and how they happened does not fit my normal Meniere symptoms. And when I went to ENTs, I've had at least 4 of them, and neurologists, I've had at least 4 of those too. When I asked them where my symptoms fell, they told me, oh, you have textbook vestibular migraine. So what's happening is your body's having a migraine and it's sending a mixed signal to your inner ear, which is creating this sensation of dizziness. Now, migraines can last for days, weeks, months, so I guess it's possible. My symptoms, which is what they were basing this off of, were sensitivity to light, and I would even get tunnel vision before the episodes would happen sometimes, almost like I was going to faint, something to that effect. I have the light sensation of movement. I could have light nauseousness where I just kind of don't feel well all day. I can have intense nauseousness where I am just dry heaving till there's nothing coming out. Room spinning complete, like Inception. Just everything's coming in over and over again. It's almost like the room is doing this. Okay? Over and over and over again. And so there would be variations thereof based on the intensity for days, weeks, months on end. And so they said it's textbook migraine is dizziness. So I'm having a vestibular migraine, and that's a symptom of the migraine itself. Now, the thing that is odd to me is that I've always had headaches my whole life. And I attribute them mostly to sinuses, just light, dull, achy headaches. But during this whole time, I'm not having headaches. And when I'm having my migraines, there's virtually no other head pain symptom. The only way I know that it is a potential migraine, and I'm doing this in quotes because it's not migraine, would be either the tunnel vision, which can be part of having some kind of migraine, and the vestibular dizziness, the vertigo. So we're going to fast forward because I had asked all of those doctors, I'm like, I'm not sure that it's migraine. I see how that could maybe fit. When I started treating it like migraine, you're basically just mitigating stress factors. I felt like it helped, but it's hard to tell because my vertigo is spontaneous. And so I had asked them, I said, I notice that it gets worse when I go to hotels, when I'm sleeping in beds that are not my own, pillows that are not my own. I'll get this like pain in my neck. And sometimes when I stretch, you put a lot of pressure and tension on your neck when you stretch. And I was like, when I'm doing it, in the middle of doing it, I can see the room moving. Like it's like my ear is getting that signal as I'm tensing and stressing. And my symptoms started getting worse with the musculoskeletal portion of it, where I was getting all of this pain in the back of my head, not a headache. It felt like muscle and bone pain. And then I would get this tenseness in my neck, deep into my shoulder, and that stuff would all lock up before an episode. So it's progressively getting different and worse, and it just didn't sit well with me that it was a migraine issue. So I got those intratympanic membrane injections because they were certain that this had to do with my Meniere's, and they're shooting a steroid through the eardrum to fill the canal. It's supposed to help the inflammation, and it really only helps if Meniere's is the culprit, not necessarily the migrainous dizziness, the vestibular migraine. So I got those injections over a period of 9 days. They're supposed to, help. Sometimes they can help immediately. Sometimes they take days or weeks to show that they're helping. And it was odd because the first injection that I had, I could hear clearly. It was insane. I could hear a pin drop. And I typically have issues with clarity of sound, especially with background noise. So I did the series of injections thinking that they had promised to help with that, and sometimes it can help with your hearing too. So I thought maybe we're going to kill two birds with one stone, and this is going to fix my problem, break up my vertigo storms, and make them go away. For the people that this helps, those injections can help to keep vertigo away for years. And the idea of having it gone for just a day or a week was it was so big in that moment. So we're going to fast forward to having my 3 injections, and I went about 12 days. By the 12th day of the injections, my vertigo was still very present. My body felt hot, it felt nauseous, it felt unwell. I couldn't stand up and do anything. The room wasn't moving, so that felt like progress, but I couldn't function. I still couldn't function. I was living on my bathroom floor. So I'm not certain that those injections did anything to help me. And this is why I'm giving you all that backstory. So I was feeling like garbage all day. I would never drive myself in that situation. But I decided that I was going to go see a chiropractor that specialized in TMJ care, because I was certain it had something to do with this area of my body. And so I went to go see him. My son took me, and he has been seeing me for a month. I've been going twice a week, and he's been working on all of these adhesions and knots and things in my jaw that are putting undue pressure that can give your vestibular system mixed signals. So it's like your TMJ joint is like right next to your vestibular joint. So if it fills with fluid or it's cockeyed or whatever under tension, it can give mixed signals to your nerve. So that could be one thing that's impacting me. So he started with just doing my face, and he would adjust my neck, just the top portion of my neck, each time I went. He didn't adjust my neck one time, and the one time that he didn't adjust my neck, I had a small episode of room spinning vertigo. It only lasted for about 45 minutes, and then it went away. And so I mentioned that to him, and as we were kind of going through the things, he's been adjusting my neck every time. I told him more of my symptoms, all the things that I mentioned earlier in this video, and he said I have textbook cervicogenic vertigo. It has to do with your cervical spine. I'm probably saying it wrong. And when I looked it up, it was insane to me, because those symptoms that didn't fit with the vestibular migraine, such as the muscle soreness, tenseness in the neck and in the shoulders, things like that were happening to me, those all fit in that bubble. And with him adjusting my neck and giving me some like physical therapy to do to help keep my neck better aligned, because much of my quilting is forward facing, it changes my posture, it changes my neck and my alignment and my blood flow. Those all send mixed signals to your vestibular nerve, and then your nerve doesn't know what's going on. The other thing that he had mentioned was that with the cervicogenic vertigo, it's like because of what your head is pinching your nerves in your neck, it's like your head doesn't know where it's at in space. As soon as he said that to me, everything made sense. Because that is the feeling that I have a lot, that my head just doesn't realize where it's at and it's just trying to catch up. And so it makes a lot of sense that when I went to the holistic medicine doctor a year or two ago, I made a lot of changes. I was working out, I was eating right, my gut biome was good, and I was making sleep a priority, all of the things that you would do that could help migraine, that could help a lot of things, stress, everything. But the most important thing was that all of the workouts that I were doing were mostly like upper torso and back, because I really wanted to work on my posture. And that's when I felt the best and had relief for about 6 months. And so, kind of putting everything together, trying different things, putting things in and taking them out. The cervicogenical vertigo is the one thing that I have never heard about previously in regard to anything that has to do with vertigo. As I continue to dig deep and do this with the chiropractor, it feels like we might be on track to finding out what's wrong with me. So I've gone 30 days with one minor vertigo episode in that 30 days. Whereas the past 6 months, I'd be lucky to make it a week without feeling like garbage for a few days, maybe a week. And I mean, in between the light stuff, I just kind of brush off. But it has been a big impact so far. So for those of you who are wondering, I live in Central Florida. I've never heard of a chiropractor that specializes in TMJ before. I found him through a friend of mine who is in the medical field. It's called Granone Chiropractic and Spine. It's in Port Richey, Florida. I don't know that there are other people who do what he does, but don't be afraid to seek alternative medicines to help you with your journey. And if any of the explanations of any of this help you with figuring out what's going on with you, and if you have vertigo, that would make my heart happy. I hope that this helps you. Because there are so many different aspects of vertigo and the vestibular system that it is just a maze, and you really have to plow through the garbage to find out what is impacting yours. And so being able to see such a change in the last month compared to the past 6 months, I feel deep in my bones that we are on the right track to finding out what is going on with me and what will be helpful. So thank you guys for joining me. I did get a couple people coming in the shop asking about the vertigo. They're like, you haven't updated for a month. So I wanted to make sure that I went this route for a month so that I could give you some good information as to what's going on and if it's actually being helpful. So just so you guys know, I have been pretty vertigo free for about a month. One episode for about 45 minutes is fine. It's a godsend. I'm not living on my bathroom floor. So it has been amazing. And you can tell I've been doing videos, getting back into the swing of things, and I'm going to continue to, work on getting the rest of the videos that I filmed in the last week out so that way you guys can see them. All right, y'all, thank you. I hope this was helpful. Take care and happy quilting. And thank you for sticking around and caring about my journey. And I hope that this helps you too. Bye, y'all.